when you start having hair loss and skin rash, they say that you have HIV. So I started off with that first, so they didn't really understand nothing.
And I had boils and rashes, and I was having a lot of pain and symptoms that I wasn't used to. And but this went on for about 7 years, back and forth to the doctors.
It has affected my kidneys, my heart, my spleen, where I developed deep vein thrombosis. So I've had 2 attacks since.
When I say I have lupus, I've literally had people step back because they think they can catch it. You can't catch lupus. It is not an infectious illness. You're just unlucky if it's triggered within your own body.
It's not rare disease. It's much more frequent than leukemia. It's much more frequent than multiple sclerosis. But still people around, they don't know what's lupus, unfortunately, because people not aware of this diagnosis. They consider this as a rare disease. It's not true. It's much more common than you think.
I work as, I'm actually the Director of Education Alliance Africa, and anything that affects our community, we want to see that we can do as much to address it. So that's why I care, because it's seeing people suffering in our community.
Lupus Support Network was set up in 2002.
What we are trying to do is to raise the awareness, general public awareness, and also to support the sufferers and the women so that they can live their normal life. Hopefully, if we raise the awareness within the community, people could be diagnosed early enough and they can receive treatment, and then they can live their normal life, or the condition can go to remission, as you say, and then they can live their normal life.
Lupus is from Latin lobo. Lobo is a wolf, and the classic doctors in the past compared the face of patient with lupus, at least some patient with lupus, look like the bite of wolf, and this is where the word lupus come from. Lupus is an autoimmune disease. All of us, as a human being, we have immune system to defend us against infection and tumors. For some reason, this system go berserk and start attacking itself, producing an autoantibody, which is an abnormal protein, which start attacking your own tissue, attack your skin, attack your joints, attack your lung, attack your brain, attack your kidney, and so on. This disease, just 50 years ago, used to be a killer disease, because after diagnosis, 5 years after diagnosis, 50% used to die from this disease.
From the public point of view, if I go into the street and say what is lupus, people generally have absolutely no idea at all. Yet, having said that, there are some very famous figures that do have lupus. So Michael Jackson, for example, has actually got discoid lupus, which is the skin version of lupus, and that's why he's had various problems, and he actually stays out of the sunlight. He goes under a parasol, which is very sensible. And also the singer Seal has some markings on his face, and those markings were made by lupus attacking the skin.
I was diagnosed in 1998. I had skin rash, hair loss, joint pain. With the pain, I could hardly walk. I couldn't do nothing. I couldn't even move my hands, nothing at all. So people were just having different things to say. They didn't really understand what was lupus all about. Because there were a lot of discrimination going on, people saying all different thoughts. They'll say that you're lazy or something, what's wrong with her, she's lazy or she don't want to do anything. Even fatigue, they don't understand nothing.
to receive the same sort of support that's there, even free medication and things like that, would be helpful for lupus people.
You're speaking to people who have the same sort of condition or similar kind of condition is quite good because they understand exactly how you feel. So it's good for support really for each other, because sometimes they can call you up and they know it, you know, they can sort of give you some encouraging words and vice versa. Yeah, but still life's good. You have to be positive. You really do have to be positive, because if you don't, I don't really know, you just might as well give up, really. So I think having a positive mind and trying to think of the positive things, it benefits you a great deal, because it is difficult.
It is a very debilitating illness. It mimics other illnesses, so people get treated for other symptoms instead of being really diagnosed for lupus. People who suffer feel isolated. They are actually by themselves. There are times when they are cut off from other people because of maybe what they're experiencing. So having maybe a lupus center where lupus sufferers can access it at any time, maybe just for recreation, for information, just to be among other people, and for the general public to maybe walk in to gather more information about lupus and be more aware of what's going on. That's our aim.
At the moment, because lupus is not well known, it's difficult for us actually to raise funds even from the community. We tend to get a reply back to say not priority or just decline. So we're looking, and because we continually depend on volunteers for our activities, so we're looking for support in terms of cash and in kind. Neglecting lupus will not be addressing the inequality. So Lupus Support Network is trying to bring that more and more to a government agenda, and to make sure that at least there's attention given to lupus as other long-term conditions.